Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to the match preview for Crystal Palace versus Chelsea in the Monday Night Football and all your latest Chelsea news. As always, people, make sure you run the likes up, subscribe if you're new around here now. Just 105 subscribers away now from 8,000. So every new subscriber really helps. So please do smash the likes and please subscribe if you are new around here. Obviously, all the latest ahead of the Crystal Palace game, must win for Chelsea. And the results this weekend so far have gone in our favour. A win tomorrow night could take us to within 2 points of 7th place. So it really is crucial that we transform our good cup form into league form, which has somewhat been lacking. We got the latest on Thiago Silva. People within Chelsea's saying that Silva's presence forces too many tactical compromises. He's unlikely to be offered a new deal at the end of the season, but the club don't want to be disrespectful. Transfer news. Chelsea have sent scouts to watch Nico Williams of Atletico Bilbao multiple times. We'll dive into that. Romeo Lavia's had a message of support for the fans. Pochettino has been going on about injuries and getting a bit annoyed about people not understanding the circumstances surrounding Chelsea. And yeah, just the Palace game in general. What are we going to see? What are we going to see? Is Poch going to stick to his guns? There's loads to get into, guys. Appreciate the Man United Villa game is on, so any score updates, whack them in the chat. But let's dive into it, people. Let's dive into it. We need to win this game, so I don't feel confident. No, we do. We absolutely need to win this game, regardless of regardless of City coming up at the weekend. This is a must-win game. Simple as that. We've lost our last two convincingly in the league, and we've now got an opportunity to go within 2 points of 7th place with a win. And Crystal Palace, no Eze, no Elise, no Mark Guehi. Excuse me, there are 3 players missing. Yeah, like there's simply no excuses tomorrow night. Absolutely zero excuses. Going to be a sad day when Silva leaves. Yeah, we need to get him. We need to give him a good send off. Hopefully get a trophy to round out what's been a fantastic career for him at Chelsea. We need to win this game. Yep. Same City that had no shot on target. Look, City away is going to be tough. Like, I don't want to view it as like a free hit, but let's be honest, we're stranger things have happened in football, but we're unlikely to get anything out of that game if we're being brutally honest. Yes, big up, brother. To which we can't keep renewing his contract, although he is a legend. Now is the time to put faith in the younger guys. Yeah, I absolutely agree. It depends whether he wants to go and play a year in Brazil or whether he wants to retire, and then we should absolutely be offering him something behind the scenes, coaching, whatever he wants. Must-win game. Yeah, agree. Look, I don't think it's as black and white as that, but it certainly wouldn't help. But I think, yeah, I don't know what will happen if we lose. All the sort of the feel-good factor from the win on Wednesday night will be gone. And I said after the game on Wednesday, like, that win's kind of pointless if we don't then follow it up with a win against Palace tomorrow night. Silva, the absolute best free signing. What a player! Yeah, it's been a phenomenal free signing. Phenomenal. He's done 3 years here. I thought we'd get maybe 1 year out of him, but to get 3 years out of him and for him to be such a big part player as well in each of those seasons, I think it's kind of surpassed everyone's expectations of what we thought he'd do at Chelsea. Yeah, probably. I mean, look, there's argument that Nkunku could potentially come in, and I wouldn't be against that. I'll get into the team later on, but let's dive into this Thiago Silva stuff then, because there's been an article from Jacob Steinberg in The Guardian. Keep smashing that like button, people, and please do subscribe as well. Let's run these likes up, get it to 50 likes as quickly as possible. Where are we on the Steinberg stuff? Let's get to it. So let's start with this one. Within Chelsea, there is a feeling that Thiago Silva's presence forces too many tactical compromises. I agree with that. I think it does. I think, when we play a low block, Thiago Silva's fine. As soon as we try and push the line a little bit higher up, that's when he's getting exposed and when teams are taking advantage of it. There are signs now, people, that his age is catching up with him, as you expect. He's capable still of being excellent in a low block, but whenever he's exposed to pace, there's big problems. Any team that's got pacey attackers, it's a long day. It's a long day. And he shouldn't really be playing. It's a bit of an indictment of us at the moment in terms of injuries and whatnot, that he's had to play this much this season. He shouldn't have been playing this much this season, but because of the situation we found ourselves in, he's had to. I think back four, if there's pace in the opposition, I absolutely agree. He shouldn't be playing. I think the way to use him is either from the bench to see games out, because I think that's where we've been struggling with a lack of experience, definitely, is in seeing games out. Bring him on, switch to a 5, like we did against Aston Villa in the week, when you feel things are, getting a little bit difficult, the opposition are starting to build up a bit more momentum, then, switch to a 5, bring Silva on to help see the game out. But I think in terms of, unless we're going to start with a 3 in games, like injuries permitting, of course, he probably shouldn't be starting. And that's just the reality of the situation. Exposed to pace is a big problem. It really is, and he should have started to be phased out a while ago. It's just with the injuries and stuff, he's had to play a lot more than we were expecting. But our problems this season are by no means as a result of his performances. Let's make that absolutely clear. Absolutely clear that isn't the case. And it is time to start phasing him out, because we are making too many tactical compromises in the team when he plays. That's just the reality now, and you'd expect that, unless you're like a Cristiano Ronaldo or something. It's that time for Silva. Unfortunately, time catches up with everyone, and time is catching up with Silva. He can still play a very important role for the remainder of this season, but he shouldn't be starting every game. Injuries permitting, he shouldn't be starting every game. He's an absolute legend, cult hero, phenomenal player, got a great rapport with the fans. Everyone loves him. Everyone greatly respects him. But ultimately, he does need to move on. But it's no excuse. It's no excuses. He's not the reason why we are struggling this season. It's not helped at times. His lack of pace, you're being exposed. But I think it's fair. He shouldn't be playing every week. It's much simple, When he didn't play in that Villa game, I know it's one game, but the defence was able to play a lot higher, and they were able to close down more effectively without him in the team. And that shouldn't be a surprise, given that the geezer's nearly 40 years of age. That shouldn't be a surprise. And I just hope Pochettino sticks to his guns and realises that, as well as Silva's done for us, as much as he does help us, he does hamper the team in a way as well, particularly against pace. Like if Eze and Elise were available tomorrow, like Thiago Silva should not be playing. I've got a feeling that if Badia Shield's not fit, if he decides not to chuck Colwell back in, then obviously he will have to go back into the team. But look, I think it's Father Time catches up with everyone. It's time. Look, we obviously lacked leaders in the squad. We know that. But the Villa game showed that we don't need a Silva or a Sterling in the side for that experience and leadership. What we do need is for players like your Enzos, your Caicedos to step into that role and take this new Chelsea side forward. There's definitely a role. There's definitely a role to play. But it just feels like, Silva's trying to help the team by guiding them with his experience, but it's not really proving to be a net positive for the team, if that makes sense. I think Badiashile, Colwell, Badiashile and Disasi, Colwell and Badiashile, Colwell, Disasi could be the beginning of the end for Silva. It feels like Silva, as I said, is trying to help the team by guiding them through with his experience. But overall, you can't really say this season that it's been a net positive for the team. I just personally don't really think it has, and that's nothing against Thiago Silva. I think he's an outstanding footballer, and has been a great servant to the football club. But I think the time has come for him to move on. It's by far the youngest average squad in the Prem at Chelsea, and for Thiago Silva, it's proving too much of a leadership task, especially when you consider the fact that he needs to be guided / carried himself in the physical sense. And the current duo of Disasi and Badiashile, they're giving the Chelsea forward line peace of mind that the counters can be dealt with better, giving them more time to, more chill out in the final third, as it were. So, it's a shame. It's tough, but unfortunately, the time has come where Thiago Silva does need to be phased out of this team, and he shouldn't be starting every single week. But the most important thing is that the club don't disrespect him, and we give him the send off he deserves. Chelsea are not planning to offer Silva an extension when his contract expires at the end of the season, but they do not want to disrespect him. It's important that he leaves on good terms. I can't see how he wouldn't leave on good terms. I think he knows as well. He's not an idiot. He's been doing this for a long time now. He knows that it's probably coming to an end at Chelsea. He knows that 40 going on to 41, he's probably not going to get a contract that would take him up to 41 years of age. So, yeah, it probably is time to go. And I hate saying that when you've got such a great player at the club, but you do have to move on with these things. And unfortunately, I think for Silva, the time has come now where he needs to be phased out of the team. It's a big question now what you do with him in the cup final. Do you start him in that cup final if we go with the back four? Or do you leave him on the bench? What do you do? There are big decisions to be made. And what are you people saying about this in the chat? Would I risk Colwell tomorrow? It depends. I don't know. Big Wes is a great player. Hopefully he's going to be a great player for us. Thoughts on if Sanchez benches Petrovic? Yeah, I'll be pretty pissed about that. You have to earn the right to go back in. Sanchez has not been so good that he deserves to go straight back in. And at the same time, Petrovic has not been bad that he deserves to go straight out, which he absolutely doesn't. I think respectfully, we have reached that time that it is time for Silva to go. Just travelled to France, Paris, and heard the news. Thiago's a legend, but time is catching up. Still my favourite player for 3 years, though. Yeah, absolutely agree, brother. Yeah, all good, mate. Hope you're doing well. When Silva played in the 5 years, less to worry about. Yeah, no, he does have less to worry about in a 5. There's more protection around him, and it just makes things that little bit easier. He's still banged some goals in, though. He needs to play a season like Dave's last one. Yeah, he still scored a few goals for us. He can still be very useful, but my main point is that he shouldn't be starting every week. And to be honest, in a 4, unless it's because of injuries, he shouldn't really be starting. What about the final when he comes back from injury? I think he's one of our best centre halves. Personally, for me, if he's fit and he's playing his best, he absolutely deserves to be in the team. Silva's an exceptional sweeper in a 3, but a 4 holds the team back. I agree. I think the 4 is holding the team back. The defensive line doesn't push up as high, and then there's a bigger gap between the midfield and the defence. We need to get him a trophy. Yeah, it depends what he wants to do. Depends what he wants to do. If he wants to retire, fine. Does he want to go to Brazil? Does he want to go to Saudi? What does he want to do? Yeah, exactly. This is exactly it. And I think the way that he was used on Wednesday night in the cup should be the way that he is, sort of utilised going forwards. Yep, Sanchez's mistakes did cost us a couple of points against Arsenal. There's no denying that. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see whether Silva does go. No, I don't think we'll see Fofana play this season. No, he was scheduled to be out for the whole season, and I don't think that has particularly changed either. So yeah, I'd expect him to be. I would expect him to be missing for the whole season. Absolutely. When he came on as sub, Chelsea conceded a goal. Yeah, but that wasn't his fault. It fell to Diaby. It's a shot. Less than a minute of silence with TT. Yeah, and this is, look, I love Thomas Tuchel for what he did at this club, but he doesn't help himself with things that he does. He was desperate for De Ligt at Chelsea. We didn't get him. He's got De Ligt at Bayern. He doesn't use him, and he uses Eric Dyer instead. The guy really doesn't help himself. Doesn't help himself at all. But yeah, let's move away from Thiago Silva, guys, and let's move on now to, let's quickly talk about Romeo Lavia. Because obviously Pochettino confirmed in a press conference on Friday that there's absolutely no chance that he's going to make the cup final. He's going to be fit for the cup final. I think we expected that, to be perfectly honest. I think we absolutely expected that to be the case. But yeah, we expected that to be the case, but he's taken to socials to say that he's been receiving. Let's just bring this up. Received a lot of support messages, and I wanted to let you know that it means a lot to me. I'm gutted not to be able to help the team, but I'm fully focused on coming back. The wait will be worth it. I hope it will. I honestly think that, Lavia could have made a big difference to us. I know when he came on in that Crystal Palace game, that he played 30 odd minutes or something. He looks good. He looked decent. I think that there's definitely a huge role for him to play. Anchoring that midfield or being an option in that pivot. I think that definitely suits him. He definitely can be a big player for Chelsea moving forwards. But yeah, at the same time, the fact that he's just picked up so many injuries. I mean, he's played once for us, and it's February. We signed the geezer in August, and he's played once. That's a problem. And I do feel bad for him because injuries aren't easy. It's tough mentally. You've joined a new team. You've spent a lot of money on you. You want to make an impact. You want to show what you can do, and you just haven't been able to because of injuries. It's unfortunate. It is unfortunate. I think hopefully we can. I mean, I did say at the time that I'd be surprised if we saw him again this season. Maybe we see him. For a few games towards the end of the season. It's a possibility, but I don't think people should discount this guy. I'm convinced he'll be a fantastic player for us once he returns. But I mean, it's being reported that he's unlikely to be fully match fit until the end of March, which, it's not ideal, is it? It's not optimal. But if he's fully match fit at the end of March, get him a few games in April and May towards the end of the season. He'll obviously be at the Euros with Belgium. Hopefully, he can maybe get a bit more match fitness at the Euros in the summer. Maybe get some match fitness then, and then work hard and then come back strong next season. But it is a shame because we wanted to we're looking forward to seeing him, and we just haven't seen him because he's not been able to keep himself fit. What else have we got? Lavia's an absolute. Well, I wouldn't say it was a flop. He's just not been able to play, so that doesn't count someone as a flop in my eyes. He's played 30 minutes for us because he's been injured. So yeah, I don't think that can go down as a flop. A month ago, Silva was our best defender, and all of a sudden he is surplus to requirements. No, he's always been a good defender for us, but in terms of how the tactical impact of the team and and him not being available, the sort of him kind of holding the team back in terms of his lack of pace and being exposed in a 4 and whatnot, it's probably like him playing in a 4 is probably has to be regarded as a net loss for the team. Romeo Lavia got to be some kind of No, he is real. He is real. I've actually seen him play. I've seen him in his only Chelsea appearance. He is real, guys. He is real. What else have we got? Lavia, Fofana and Nkunku would cook next season. Also, the youthful team has gained 1 year job experience. Yeah, look, I think next season we will be better again. They're going to be a year more experienced. If the manager stays on, it'll be more continuity there. A year working under him, they'll understand better what's being asked from them. Maybe the FA Cup, maybe for FA Cup, a few minutes here and there. Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But obviously, end of March. Yeah, it's long, that, isn't it? It is long. The injuries. Again, there's not really been any information on what the injury is. I think it's something to do with his thigh or something like that. It's definitely a tricky one. After that PR stunt, we'll see him less and less. Thank you for everything. I think look, he'll still play this season for sure, Silva. I just think it's I would imagine we're going to be seeing him less regularly. Got 14 games left this season in the league. Yeah, there's not many left at all. The season's gone so quickly. Yes, big up, brother. Hope you're doing well. Only midfielder that can surf in the middle beside Carnes and Enzo. Yeah, potentially. Do you think we have at least 1% chance? No, absolutely not. Xabi Alonso, in my opinion, Xabi Alonso, I think he'll stay at Leverkusen one more year next season, and then in 2026 he'll go to Real Madrid. That's my prediction. But again, he could easily go to Liverpool. I don't know, but I don't see any world in which his next move is leaving Leverkusen for Chelsea. Please, who has watched our young Angelo? The Ecuadorian one, the kid, Kendry Paez. Hopefully Nkunku doesn't get injured yet. We don't want that. Yeah, guys, keep running the likes up. I know the numbers aren't that big this evening because it's Sunday night. There is football on, but yeah, there's 36 of us in here. Keep smashing that like button. It's free. It takes seconds to do, guys. We're only on 27. Let's try and get this up to 50 likes as quickly as possible. But yeah, I think the wait will be worth it. And Romeo Lavia will certainly... I think he'll make a difference. Pochettino was saying that, he's confirming that Lavia won't be back before the League Cup final. No, he's still not training with the team. He's recovering. Impossible for him to make the League Cup final. He's still not on the pitch. He's not even training with the team yet. So, yeah, it's gonna be a long one. It's gonna be a long one for Lavia. I think I've made peace with the fact that Lavia is not really going to be a part of our season this season. But it would be nice to have a bit more clarity on what's been going on with him, because the news surrounding his injury is just so vague. It's just so vague. It's so vague that it would be nice to have a bit more clarification. I don't know. Maybe on his own, but certainly not with the team. That was confirmed by Pot yesterday that he's not training with the team. Maybe. Again, there's not been too many updates on Reece either. So yeah, let's kind of wait and see. Let's kind of wait and see on that front. But yeah, there's not really been an update on Reece at this point in time either. I presume his rehab is going all right. There's been no news about how he's progressing or anything like that. But yeah, Romeo Lavia, obviously appreciating the message of support, and reportedly could be fully match fit by the end of March. But again, take that with a pinch of salt. You just don't know what's going on with these players, with these guys. So yeah, that's another one there with Lavia. Let's talk about a little bit of transfer news because reportedly, and I never understand why this kind of transfer news comes out after. Excuse me. Never understood why this transfer news comes out like after the window. It doesn't really make sense. But Chelsea have reportedly been have sent their scouts several times to watch Nico Williams, the Atletico Bilbao. Watch Nico Williams of Athletic Bilbao multiple times. Arsenal are interested too. The race is completely open and nothing is advanced with either club so far. He'd be great in the Premier League, in my opinion. A physical and technical player, very good one. So that's Fabrizio Romano in his sort of newsletter for Caught Offside. Look, Nico Williams is an exciting player, but why are we being linked with another wide player, another young wide player? I think the release clause is £43 million, which, all right, it's not an outrageous fee to pay. But when are we going to start developing the wingers that we've got? When are we going to start putting time into Mudryk, time into Madueke? Why are we just constantly looking at just bringing in more young wingers? It doesn't make sense to me. I don't even know we'd get him because other clubs with European football will be after him too. But you could bring him in for left wing and offload Sterling. You could have Mudryk and Williams as options on the left potentially. I don't know, but I don't really understand it. For me, it doesn't really make sense why we're being linked with another winger, unless there is, the idea that maybe they've given up on Mudryk, or they're going to look to ship Sterling on. It doesn't really it doesn't really make sense. Really doesn't make sense. So yeah, I don't know. I'm really unsure on it. I think he's a talented boy. He's a good player, scoring goals. People want. You hear about people talking about wanting Nico Williams to replace Mudryk. I mean, I was having a look earlier, and Williams has only got 4 more GNA than Mudryk, and he's got double the minutes. And he's underperforming his XG as well. I think, look, ultimately, if you've invested, money if you've invested in Mudryk, right, then we haven't seen enough of him to say that after a year, or it'll be after 18 months come the end of the season, roughly, that this guy's not good enough. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense at all. So yeah, I don't know. For me, a winger's not a priority, and the only way a winger comes in is if one goes out. That's the simple reality. That's the simple reality of the situation. But I think the biggest thing for me in terms of developing, is that we're still not learning from our mismanagement of young wingers, and that's the problem here. And change of environment was needed. When you talk about Callum Hudson-Odoi, he needed a change in environment, etc. That's basically, for me, a way of saying Chelsea don't develop players. That's the reality. We don't develop players. That's reality. We sold Hudson-Odoi for 4 million, and then we signed Mudryk for 60, and we're still not learning from our mistakes in trying to develop young wingers. And everyone goes, they might need a change of environment, and that's just a way of saying that Chelsea don't develop players. Which, I can't disagree with that. I can't disagree with it. You bring these young wingers in, and then you don't do anything to try and develop them, and you're constantly looking at bringing new ones in. I just don't get it. I don't understand it. I just don't understand it at all. I really don't. Look, Nico Williams is obviously a talented player, but it's another young player that needs developing. For me, it just doesn't make sense. Of course, I get why you'd have a look at him. He's a talented boy. I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense. Mudryk's got a lot of potential. He needs looking after. And if you invest in these young players, then on these long contracts, you've got to believe in them, and you've got to do everything you can to nurture and develop them. I don't think we can say after a year that Chelsea have done everything in their power to try and develop Mudryk. And if we were to potentially give up on him in the summer, that would be a damning indictment of us, not being able to develop players and just chucking a towel in really soon. I just don't get it. I really don't. I don't understand it. But yeah, it is what it is, people. It is what it is. Maybe they want Nico Williams. Who knows? But it's just a player that's on the list. So that's the reality, isn't it? It's just a player that's on the list. But for me, it doesn't make sense. I just don't think we don't need another winger. In my opinion. So yeah, hopefully that doesn't materialize, because it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it at all. So yeah, that's the reality. That's my thoughts on that one. Is that we just need to develop our own players, guys. Develop our own players. What is the point of just constantly giving up on developing players and then moving on to the next one? Let's try and do all we can to develop these players, because a lot of players we're just not developing, or we're just giving up on them way too early. Apparently, we're going to ship. I've got no idea. I think it would be a mistake to do that. It'd be a mistake to just write off a £62.5 million investment without really giving him much of a chance. He's a good player, but is he better than what we've got? I don't know. I don't see Sterling staying. I hope that's the case. Good news that it's 1-1 now. Sterling's wages and his output will force the board to ship him. So the only way wide players come in is either wide player leagues. We're not just going to bring another wide player in because we've got a lot of options in those positions. So it'd have to be a 1 in, 1 out. I don't know. I'd like to think so. If you're going to go down this route as a football club, then, of investing in young players, then you're going to bloody well have to develop them because some of them are going to take maybe a season or two to develop. And otherwise, you're just going to end up writing off a lot of these players. And, the business strategy will suddenly look ridiculous. Left back, striker and centre back. Yeah, maybe that's on the list for the summer. Yeah, Martin's doing well in Germany, but look, I think for what it's worth, he probably should have been given an opportunity at left back. But let's not gas up the Bundesliga because it's exactly the same league where people are like, "Oh, it's only the Bundesliga. Oh, it's a lot easier to perform." And look, make no mistake about it. Defenses play a lot higher lines in the Bundesliga. You get a lot more time on the ball. You're afforded a lot more space. So, look, Martin's a good player, but let's not use this as revisionism. Because, he's suddenly doing well in the Bundesliga and he would have been doing the exact same for Chelsea. I don't think that's the case, but I do also agree that he should have been given an opportunity. Should have been given an opportunity to have a go at left back. But yeah, just a little bit of news on Nico Williams on Chelsea's list. But again, I said the summer window's a while away. It'll be round the corner. It'll be round the corner pretty quickly. It'll be there before we know it. Guys, keep smashing the like button. It's free. It takes seconds. I know we're only on 34 likes. Let's try and get this up to 50 as quickly as possible. Sunday night, not the biggest numbers, but I appreciate each and every single person that is locked in. So please keep smashing the like. It's free. Subscribe if you're new around here as well. That would be greatly appreciated. 15 more likes to 50. That's always got to be the minimum target, guys. That always has to be the minimum target. So let's try our best to get there. Let's make sure we do get there, guys. What else have we got going on? Let's get rid of that. But yeah, obviously, let's look ahead to the Crystal Palace game. Pochettino's been getting frustrated about people not accepting or actually, no, let's look at the league table, guys. Let's look at the league table. Because as I was saying at the top of the show, the fixtures this weekend so far have gone in our favour in terms of results that we would want. And as much as I'd like Man United to lose, yeah, that probably is better for us, Man United losing. But obviously, it's a draw at the moment. A draw wouldn't be a disaster for us either. Let's have a quick look. Let me just bring this up on the screen now, guys. So a win tomorrow night, which is not a given, by the way, would see us. So let's scroll far down, don't you? So we're 11th at the moment. We've lost, obviously, our last two back-to-back. But a win tomorrow takes us to 34 points, and that is 2 points off 7th in the table. That's not bad at all. That takes us to 2 points off 7th, and suddenly right back in the mix. I know obviously Newcastle won, but West Ham lost, Brighton lost, and Wolves lost. That's kind of a perfect scenario that we wanted. The three teams above us all lost. And then you win this and you go a couple points behind Newcastle. We've got Newcastle coming up at the bridge in a few weeks' time. So having lost a bit of ground over the last two Premier League matches because of the heavy defeats to Liverpool and Wolves, suddenly we've got an opportunity tomorrow to get us to haul ourselves back into contention for those Europa League spots. I mean, again, we don't know yet if 5th is Champions League or not, but if it is, 6th and 7th will be Europa League. And then obviously 8th, I think, will end up being Conference League. But yeah, I mean, look, people, look, this is a chance to go. We'd only move up one. We literally move back into 10th, but it's an opportunity to go within 2 points of 7th. And we need to take these. We've got to start showing consistency. That's the key thing. I know we've got a tough run of fixtures coming up. I know, obviously, We've got City away next weekend. Then we play Leeds in the cup in the midweek, and then I think then it's the cup final, obviously. So, next weekend is our last Premier League game until March 2nd because of the cup final. So yeah, look, there's opportunities here, guys. Opportunities, but again, we've said this so many times. We're doing well in the cup. We're playing well in the cup. We seem to be a cup side, and we have been a cup side for a number of years now. There's no denying that. We've not competed for the league for several years, and yeah, it's just a problem. It's just a problem. It really is. But what can we do? What can we do, people? We have to do our best. We just have to find that level of consistency. That's what we really need, is consistency. And we just haven't had it in the league. There's too many false dawns. And, yes, this was a cup performance on Wednesday night, but we've got to take that into the league now. And look, Palace away without Eze Elise, Mark Guehi, the turmoil there in under Roy Hodgson, we have to be winning this game. We must be winning this game. That is the reality of the situation here. We must be winning. I don't know if, because obviously then we've got City coming up, which you wouldn't expect us to get anything from, really. And anything we do get is a bonus, and then it's the cup final. So yeah, we really need to get some points on the board in the league sharpish. Hope we get a striker in the summer, and seeing Kunku as a 10. Yep. West Ham lost today 6-0. They absolutely did. Poch needs to go if we don't win tomorrow. If we don't win tomorrow, he won't go. I think that's pretty clear in my eyes. Those silly losses, yeah, it's frustrating, really frustrating. Consistency is exactly what we need, and is exactly what we've been lacking so much this season, particularly in the league. Yeah, we could have gone 7th, but look, to go within 2 points of 7th, given our recent form in the league, is somewhat of a result. Have you seen Martson? Yeah, Martson release calls about 35 million. If he keeps doing well at Dortmund, someone will definitely pay that. No doubt about it. Martson's not staying regardless. He's done at Chelsea. I think that's clear. I want Europa League next season. Yeah, we need to try and get that. Yes, big up. Let's not get fooled again by the Villa performance, thinking it's an upturn in form. Yep, no, absolutely. It's important, as I said at the time, just take the Villa result for what it is, a good win, but that's it. It's not, we're suddenly back. It's one match, it's one win. Let's enjoy it. But the real test now is to follow it up. And that is exactly what we have to do against Palace tomorrow night, is just follow that up. That is what we must do. I think we won't get European football until next year, unless it's through a cup win. No, I think we'll get some form of Europe this season through the league. I don't know what it's going to be because Europa League, I'd like to think Europa League, but at this point, I'd even take Conference League, just some form of European football, just more games, just an opportunity to give these guys more minutes and play more. That for me is the key. Yep, this is massive. And come 7 o'clock tomorrow night, we're going to find out whether he has stuck with his guns or whether, again, he's just reverted back to type. I just pray that he doesn't revert to type. I really do. I really, really do, because it's just so pointless. So pointless. It really is. It really is. I just hope that he does stick to his guns and just doesn't revert back to type and just go with what hasn't really worked for large parts of this season. It's important he doesn't. Europa League football would be great. Yes, big up to all the Chelsea fans over in Kenya. I hope we don't see Sterling tomorrow either. Conference League, yeah, look, Europa League or Conference League, I think it's safe to admit that Champions League is definitely gone, but Europa League or Conference League is definitely possible. And that's why, again, if you win the Carabao Cup, you get into the Conference League, that would be, pressure off. We could have by 2 weekends' time, we could have European football secured, and it takes a bit of pressure off. Of course, if we were to win the FA Cup somehow, then you get Europa League through the FA Cup. So there's avenues to explore in that regard. In that regard as well. So yeah, look, there's still a lot to play for this second half of the season, but we can't keep having these false dawns where we put in a good performance and then we fuck it up. We can't do that. We can't keep doing that. So it's now time to crack on. And it's time to try and put a run together. I know difficult games coming up, but we've got to try and build some momentum into the cup final. Follow up the win against Villa with a win against Palace. Try and avoid defeat against City, and then just go into that cup final with confidence. Sterling is a disgrace. How our experience are the ones who let us down the most. Muniz striker from Fulham is doing great at the moment. No, Broja's not really been. Broja's played a bit for Fulham, but not much. Where does the League Cup Euro spot go if Liverpool win? I don't know, to be honest. I hope we try and push for Champions League spot for next season. Yeah, next season maybe we'll have a better chance. But yeah, this season it was 100%. It is absolutely it's absolutely been a step too far. It's been a step too far this season. No denying it. If we can get more serious, this season is not over yet. No, the season's not over yet. As I said, we've got a trophy. We've got Carabao Cup we could potentially win. We're in the final. And then we're still in the FA Cup, which we could go deep into. We've got Leeds at home. And then we've got draw dependent, quarterfinals. And suddenly, if you get a decent draw, you get a home draw, whatever, you're then a game away from the semis. And then, you're approaching another final. So there is still stuff to play for. The season absolutely isn't done by any stretch of the imagination. I think for Champions League football, yeah, it is done. But for anything else, it's still very much, in my opinion, it's still very much game on. We have still got a lot to play for. We can still a way to go. We can crawl up the ladder, but we need to show consistency. Yeah, the consistency is the one thing that's been lacking, and it's the hardest thing to get through. Within a group of young players, it is the most difficult thing to get. Really, really difficult thing to get. So yeah, it is a tough one. It is absolutely a tough one. I don't know what we're going to do. So we are just going to have to wait and see what happens on that front. We need some consistency. That ultimately is the biggest thing we're looking for. And we've seen the blueprint. So let's carry on doing it, for God's sake. Let's not just have that performance against Villa and then revert back to type and just go back to what hasn't been working for large parts of this season. It doesn't make any sense. Our so-called experienced guys are not helping in terms of performance. I agree. Got to stick with the same as against Villa. Silva, I think, is too slow now, but great player for the youngest to learn from. Yeah, I would agree with that. Again, Jackson could play for the middle tomorrow if Nkunku comes into the side. I don't really know what the answer is going to be. Imagine we do a cup double. Yeah, I mean, look, it would be a pretty Chelsea thing to do, wouldn't it, guys? It would be a Chelsea thing to do a double. Oh, excuse me, people. It would be a Chelsea thing to do to win a couple of cups and just be shit in the league. But I don't know. I don't know. It's tricky, isn't it? If you get Europa League football next season, would you focus getting top 4 for Champions League or win Europa League? I think it's probably easier to win the Europa League than it is to come in the top 4 in the Prem. But you've got to obviously definitely focus on both. And then when one seems less likely, then perhaps obviously focus on the other one. Guys, we're 8 likes away from 50. Keep smashing that like button. It's free. Let's run it up. But yeah, look, opportunities again. Results have gone in our favour this weekend. So a win takes us to within 2 points of 7th, and we can try and start closing the gap and climbing our way up the ladder back into those European qualification places that are an absolute minimum this season. We must get into European football, whether it's through winning a cup or whether it's through the league. We absolutely have to get through. We absolutely have to. We must. There's nothing else. Nothing else will do. We must get through. Simple as that. Simple as that. That's the reality of the situation. So yeah, let's hope we can do it. Let's hope we can do it. I know I'm fine. I just had to blow my nose. So I'm all good, brother. I'm all good. Oh, fuck's sake. Is it 2-1 United? Fucking hell. Really? Who scored? I hope that's not the case. It is 2-1. Oh, fucking Scott McTominay as well. Jesus. Oh, they're so shit as well. And they somehow find a way to just keep winning. But yeah, is what it is. No point worrying about them. We've just got to focus on us and keep doing what we can do to try and move up the table. That's the reality. But yeah, Scott McTominay header. But guys, let's move on to the team for tomorrow. Keep smashing the like button, people. 8 likes away. Let's keep it going. Yeah, Villa had reportedly been all over them as well. Chelsea needs to beat Man United at Stamford Bridge. Absolutely. Hope Poch sticks to his gun and doesn't chicken out tomorrow. Yep, I hope so as well. To be honest, though, I don't hold much hope out on that front. I don't hold much hope out, but yeah, it is what it is, isn't it? It is what it is. So yeah, let's hope. Let's hope he does. But let's get into the team, people. Let's get into the team. Let me just bring it up now. Again, I think we'll stick with this 4-2-3-1 formation. I don't see any situation where that would suddenly change. I thought if the system was going to change from the off, it would have been on Wednesday night. It would have perhaps reverted to a back three. But that didn't happen. So yeah, I don't see any reason why it would suddenly change, and I definitely wouldn't be switching to a back three for this game. That's for sure. But yeah, goalkeeper picks himself. Petrovic has been absolutely brilliant for us since Sanchez got injured, and yeah, there's nothing bad to say about him. He's been absolutely superb. So long may that continue. That absolutely remains to be absolutely, should stay in there. Malagusta at right back, of course. He was brilliant on Wednesday night. He'll stay there. It'll be Ben Chilwell left back, who had his best game since returning from injury after having poor games against Liverpool and Wolves. Disasi will keep his place in the middle. Now, this is where it's a little bit more difficult because obviously Colwell's available now. Do you put him straight back in? Or do you, if Badiashile is still fit, I'd stick with him. But again, we don't know if Badiashile's fit or not. Or do you go with Thiago Silva? Now, for me personally, if Badiashile is fit, then I'd continue with him and Disasi. But if he's not, then I'd go with Silva. So I think I probably wouldn't be chucking Colwell straight back in. Poch doesn't tend to chuck players straight back in after injury unless there's no other option. So for me, I'm going with a Badiashile, providing he's fit. We don't know that yet. He was undergoing medical assessment. And then going with Silva. So Badiashile or Thiago Silva at the back, because I don't think Colwell will be chucked straight back in. Well, no, but the season's not finished yet. That is what I would say. The season is not finished yet. Put Jackson on the wing, yeah, maybe. Poch is winning the double. Let's hope so. Enzo and Caicedo need to stay close together. I absolutely agree on that front. Carney as a cam, no Gallagher. I think we all know Gallagher's going to start. I think that's that's probably the most obvious selection of the evening. But yeah, look, Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo absolutely in the midfield together. Had their best game together on Wednesday night. Probably individually their two best performances of the season. And yeah, those two got to stay close together. That makes a massive, massive difference. For me, has to keep his place on his right-hand side. Noni Madueke. No, had a really good game on Wednesday night. And you know what? He actually, Poch was a little bit critical of him earlier in the season about, his work rate and stuff in training. He's obviously knuckled down, got his head down, and he's worked hard. And now he's been given opportunities and he's making the most of them. And he absolutely deserves to keep his place in the team. Absolutely deserves to keep his place in the team. For me, it makes no sense for Madueke not to be starting this game tomorrow. He absolutely must be starting. Simple as that. Simple as that. He must be starting. Guys, we're still 7 likes away from 50 likes. Come on, people. There's 45 of you locked in. Let's get this up to 50 likes. We need 7 more. So come on, guys. Please keep smashing that subscribe button. Sorry, the like button. It's free. Takes seconds. Let's get this to 50 likes minimum. Come on, guys. And please do subscribe to the channel if you are new round here as well. Let's get it done, guys. Get me towards 8K as quickly as possible. It's in another 100 odd subs now. So let's make sure we get there, people. Make sure we get there. So subscribe and like. It's free to do so, and that would be greatly appreciated. Yeah, Gusto for sure. One of the most important. I think it's the most important signing we've made in the clear late. And as good as Gusto is, the biggest compliment we can give him is no one's saying, "Oh, when's Reece James back?" because we desperately need him back in the team. Like Gusto has got that right hand side locked down, and he's been brilliant. He's been absolutely superb. There's no getting away from it. Gusto has been brilliant for us, and he's only 20 years of age. Going forward, he's exceptional. Obviously, defensively he can improve. Of course, he can. But I mean, what a player he is, and to be able to have Reece James out and for it not to be a massive problem is such a fortunate position to be in. It really is. So yeah, Gusto's probably I think most important. Yes, big up, Brenton. You're doing well. Go Madueke on the right-hand side. Then for me, I go Cole Palmer in the 10. And then on this left-hand side, I go in Nkunku. And then up top, I go Jackson. But again, that's got license to be fluid. That can easily become Jackson going there and Nkunku has a go at the 9. Or it can easily become this. Palmer might go down the middle and Nkunku goes there. Like there's definitely, it's fluid and there's options. But I would start Jackson down the middle and Nkunku on that left-hand side with obviously Cole Palmer in that number 10. That for me is the team that gives us the best chance of winning the game. It's picking players on form and on merit that deserve to play. Maybe even go Jackson on that left-hand side, and you could have Nkunku as the 9. Jackson did well on that left-hand side, but I think a variation of that for me should be the front 4. How you want to set them up can obviously be kind of open to sort of interpretation. But yeah, look, it's exciting stuff for sure. Exciting stuff for sure. But yeah, look, I think I've given Nkunku maybe 60 odd minutes to build his fitness up. Make sure we get him sharp and ready to start that cup final. Obviously get Jackson more minutes in the tank, Madueke another opportunity. Hopefully Enzo and Caicedo can push on. It'd be nice for Carney to get a decent chunk of minutes as well tomorrow. It'd be really good if he could get a decent chunk of minutes because he does deserve them. He was going to come on in the week, but he didn't actually end up coming on in the end. So if Carney can get some minutes, that would be really good. So yeah, it's we suddenly now got options. We suddenly now got options up at the top end of the pitch. We've suddenly got options from the bench now. Carney, well, Gallagher would be an option from the bench. Carney, Gallagher, obviously Mudrik's on the bench as well. We've got suddenly getting decent attacking options from the bench now, which is not what we've always had, people. It's not what we've always had. So yeah, this is exciting. This is exciting news that we are now finally starting to get a bit of a fitter squad together, and options from the bench and decisions that have to be made. You know, Sterling on the bench, Mudryk, Chukwuemeka, Gallagher as well. I know Gallagher will obviously start, so I don't know who's going to drop to the bench. Maybe Nkunku will stay on the bench still, and maybe he gets half an hour this time. I don't know, but it would be really bad if Madueke doesn't start this game, because he thoroughly deserves to. No, we comfortably beat Villa without Silva or Sterling starting that game. I don't think we need either of them playing to get something out of this Palace game. I really don't think we do. So yeah, it is. Look, you know, I'm sure one of them will come on, or both of them will come on at some point, maybe. But I don't think for this game we don't need them. You know, Palace are in problems, and you know their three best players are missing. We're arriving on confidence from the Villa game. You know, this is not a game for me where, you know, Raheem Sterling doesn't bring anything to this team. He shouldn't be anywhere near. 3-1 Chelsea, Jackson, Cole Palmer, and Nkunku. Carney, Sterling, and Gallagher can come off the bench, but I think he'll start Gallagher. No, we know that Gallagher's going to start. We know Connor's going to start. That's like, you know, that's obvious. You know, we know that's going to happen, people. We absolutely know 100% that is going to be happening. But yeah, that is the team that I would go with. I think that gives us the best chance of winning the game. It's the team that should be playing. Obviously, Gallagher misses out from the weekend and Nkunku comes in for me, but there's no reason for this lineup to change. Obviously, defensively, there could be a change if Badia Shield's not fit. I'd bring Silva in rather than chucking Colwell straight back in. Yes, pretty much the same. Yeah, the same as mine. Sterling's. I don't buy into that stuff that have players on certain wages that they have to start. But yeah, I mean, obviously, I just hope he doesn't start him. I really do hope he doesn't start him. It will just really fuck me off if he does. But there's nothing that can be done about it. Nothing that can be done about it, unfortunately. 2-1 Chelsea, a narrow win, but it won't be convincing. Look, ultimately, I don't care if it's convincing or not. We just need to win and get 3 points and just build some momentum. So yeah, we just keep winning. That for me is the most important thing. The most important thing. So yeah. You know, let's wait and see. Let's wait and see what happens. But yeah, look, consistency, you know, get the win in whatever way possible. No, I wouldn't, because we don't need him. Like, why do we need another wide player? Like, if someone leaves, then yeah, maybe. But yeah, for me, it's absolutely not a priority. 3-0 Chelsea, 3-1 Chelsea. Guys, keep getting the score predictions in the chat. Let me know your thoughts, people. What are you saying? We've got a 3-0 and a 3-1. My score prediction would be 3-1 Chelsea as well. I think Palace probably will score. I wouldn't be surprised if we even went a goal down in some sort of, you know, mad situation. I wouldn't be surprised if we went a goal down. But yeah, let's hope that we don't. Look, I think we've got capabilities of scoring 2 or 3. So I'd go with a 3-1. Matty, appreciate that, mate. Thanks for the support. Greatly appreciated. 6-0. I mean, if we got a 6-0, that would be, well, it'd be outstanding, wouldn't it? It would be absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I don't see that happening. I absolutely agree with this comment here. 2-0. Yeah, a clean sheet would be nice. Of course, it would be. Absolutely agree with this comment here. Convincing doesn't matter. Like, United play shit football, right? But they still somehow find a way of winning. They still somehow find a way of winning. Ultimately, keep winning, and it doesn't matter how you do it. It doesn't matter how you do it. You've just got to keep winning, and that is what we must do. But I'm confident we will. 3-0 Chelsea. Well, he obviously went off against Villa. I think maybe something to do with his groin. And, he was being medically assessed. But I've not found anything with any sort of update on whether he's going to be available or not. So we'll have to wait and find out. We'll have to wait and find out tomorrow if that's going to be the case. We'll have to wait and find out tomorrow. But yeah, it certainly wouldn't be ideal because he had his best game of the season so far for us, and he deserves to continue. It'll be amazing. I'd love to see it, but yeah, I mean, more importantly, I'd love to see a win. Jackson hat-trick, yeah, would love that. 1-0 Chelsea. I hear it. That wouldn't, I wouldn't say no to the 1-0 Chelsea. Would absolutely take that, guys. No two ways about it. If you guys don't like the video, no European football for us next season. Yeah, guys, keep smashing the likes. What are we on? 56 likes. We can get this. Let's get this up to 70 people. There's 54 in the building now. Keep smashing the likes. Let's run it up, people. Let's run it up, guys. No excuse not to be smashing that like button more. Have we gained any new subscribers today? Any new subscribers? 7,894. Guys, come on. Let's try and get 6 more subscribers to 7,900. That would be greatly appreciated. Guys, can we get there? Please try and make sure we get there. If there's 6 of you in here now that haven't subscribed, please click that subscribe button. Even if there's just one of you that hasn't subscribed, please click the subscribe button. It's greatly appreciated. And I'm trying to get to 8K as quickly as possible. So please do try and make that happen, guys. I would really appreciate it. Man United are clearly heading back to the top. No, I don't think they are heading back to the top. They're just, they're just lucky, basically. They've got a way of somehow just grinding results out despite playing really shit most weeks. That's not a bad position to be in. I don't think Pochettino will risk Badia Shield. No, maybe not. 5-0, Palmer hat-trick, Jackson brace. Well, that would go down very, very nicely. I would be delighted with that, but I personally don't see it happening. The question is, if Colwell could start next to the Sassy, would Poch risk him from the start? Well, this is the thing. This is why I've not put him in, because I don't know, when players have come back from injury, unless it's been an absolute necessity, like with the Uga Chukwu thing, then they've not. What do you call it? Poch has not been chucking players straight back in after injury. So that's why, if Badia Shield's not fit, I'd be going Silva purely because Colwell's just come back from injury. Yet they pretty much have. Yet they find themselves 5 points off the top 4. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. 5 points off the top 4. Kind of mad when you think about it, really, despite the fact they've been shit. Yeah, I wonder if starting Silva is not a bigger risk. I don't know. If Eze and Elise were playing, I would agree on that front. But the fact of the matter is that Palace are not really going to have a pacey forward line in terms of what Mateta, Jordan Ayew, and God knows who else is going to play. I don't know. Yeah, United are 10 points ahead of us. Well, it could be 7 after tomorrow, but yeah, it's not an ideal situation. We were only a point behind them, before the Liverpool and Wolves games. That's kind of mad. Let's wait and see on that front. But yeah, it is annoying. I think he's more used to it. He played on the wing at Villarreal for large parts of his time there. He certainly looks more comfortable there. I think he can be a number 9. He was bought as a number 9, so I don't think we should suddenly start, consistently playing him down the left-hand side. But it worked well last game, so we might as well continue with that. To be perfectly honest. Like the video, or else Sterling starts against Palace. No, we don't want that. I would not start Silva in the final. No, I probably wouldn't either, because that Liverpool front line has got frightening pace. Absolutely frightening pace. So yeah, I agree on that front. I probably wouldn't start him in the final. Best we can hope for is Conference League. No, I think we can still get Europa League. I believe we can still get Europa League. 0-0 draw. Palace and Hodgson are under pressure. Royal Park 3 buses. I hope that's not the case. Petrovic and Silva have saved us from getting scored on in recent games. Yeah. Look, if we lose tomorrow, it'd be really, really poor. Be 3 Premier League losses in a row, which is not good at all. So yeah, I mean, I certainly wouldn't be pleased with it. Let's put it that way. Absolutely, wouldn't be pleased with it at all. In fact, I'd be absolutely fuming. So yeah, let's wait and see what happens. But look, we lose tomorrow. The manager won't go if we lose tomorrow. Nico Jackson played for Miranda's in the Spanish second division. Fair. Jackson, a natural winger that can develop into a more advanced role. We won't. United will be 7 above us even. Yeah. So that's what I meant. If we win tomorrow, we'll be 7 points behind United. Which, look, 7 points is not insurmountable, but it's going to require us to be consistent and go on a decent run, which is something we haven't been able to do anywhere near enough this season. We just haven't been able to do it, guys. That's the reality of the situation, people, is that we haven't been able to do that. But tomorrow night would be a good place to start. Register back-to-back wins. Yes, it won't be back-to-back league wins, but it'll be our first league win since the Fulham game, I believe. Will it be the first win since Fulham in the league? It could well be the first win since Fulham. So yeah, we need to find a way to get back to winning ways in the league. I don't know. I've got no idea. Depends how the season goes. Could easily see us parting ways with him if we don't win anything and it's Conference League. We could move on, or carry on and a new contract might be discussed partway through next season, depending how he does. Don't like Nkunku as a striker. No, I don't particularly either. But I think it can be fluid. They can certainly rotate round. I don't see that being an issue. I don't see Pochettino going anywhere until the summer at the earliest, if Chelsea decide to part ways. No, we don't have to sell Cole Palmer at all. There's going to be no huge points deduction. We've got players to sell: Broja, Martson, Chalobah. We can get 100 million. It's fine. No, to be honest, I'd never heard of him until last January when he was very close to joining Bournemouth. That was kind of the first time that I'd heard of him. Guys, 8 likes away from 70. Keep smashing that like button. 53 in the building. Let's get this to 70 likes before the end of the show. That would really be greatly, greatly appreciated, guys. So please, let's try and do that. Let's try and get that done, guys. Run it up. I don't know. That's the big problem. I don't know, because it would just end up being another project manager. We wouldn't get what people call an elite level manager, because they simply wouldn't come and work in these circumstances. So yeah, no, Palmer's not going to go anywhere. Certainly not anytime soon anyway. Nkunku is much better next to a proper striker. Yeah, I would agree on that. To all those thinking Poch should be sacked if we lose, what about focusing on the players? Oh, yeah, the players have absolutely shown they can do it. But we haven't. Where have those performances been on a consistent basis? That's what's been frustrating me, is that we've not seen those performances on anywhere near enough of a consistent basis. So yeah, that for sure isn't ideal. But look, these are young players. I don't want to, put too much blame on them and throw them under the bus and whatnot, because they're still learning, still developing. But yeah, look, they've not been good enough for this season. They haven't been good enough. And that's down to them. And that's also down to the manager for the way that the team's been set out. Maybe the instructions aren't that clear. The way they're being told to play perhaps isn't getting the best out of them, etc. Yeah, Jackson did fail his medical at Bournemouth. So yeah, say lucky or whatever, but yeah, Jackson could have been at Bournemouth, and who knows who would have signed in the summer instead of him. Would have been Would have been interesting to see. We have to win tomorrow. No excuses. Yet there are no excuses tomorrow. Absolutely zero excuses, particularly with Palace's 3 best players out and their 2 best attackers out. Yeah, I agree. Absolutely no excuses at all. No excuses at all. So, yeah, I think we can. I think we can absolutely do it. I think we can absolutely get the job done. I think we can absolutely get the job done tomorrow. There's no reason why we can't. There's no reason other than if we don't turn up. We don't turn up with the right mentality and the right mindset and the right attitude. That is the only reason that is going to hold us back tomorrow. Palace aren't going to be good enough to beat us if we turn up and we play to the best of our ability. If we don't, then they will have a chance of beating us. It's as simple as that, really. Given we are at the point we have to lose. Given we are at that point, we have to lose the better players because at the end of the day, better players move to the bigger clubs. Yeah, but we're not a small club. Yeah, we're struggling at the moment, but we're not going to. I don't think we're going to lose any players in the summer in terms of players that we've have joined recently. It's hard to do and takes time. Yeah, it absolutely does. I like Pochettino. He's great with the young players. Wouldn't like to see him extended in the team. Would like to see him extended. Yeah, look, if he wins a trophy, I think if he wins the Carabao Cup, he'll be in next season. I think that much. I think that for me is clear that if we do win that Carabao Cup, he will absolutely be in next season. Guys, 5 likes from 70. Keep smashing that like button. It's free and it takes seconds to do. And I would really, really appreciate it. Let's get us to 70 likes. And please smash the subscribe button as well if you haven't done so. I'm trying to get to 8K subscribers as quickly as possible. We are 105 away from that. So yeah, if we could keep pushing that forwards, that would be absolutely fantastic, and I would greatly appreciate it. Let's send Hodgson back to the OAP zone. Yeah, let's do that. I wouldn't say so, mate. I wouldn't say so, but thank you. Chelsea will have more of the ball tomorrow. Yeah, we will. I think Palace will probably sit deep. They've been conceding a lot of goals, conceding a lot of early goals. So we're going to have a lot of the ball, and the impetus is going to be on us to break them down, which is a way of playing that hasn't really suited us well for a long time. Yes, what's up, brother? I hope you're good. Poch will drop Madueke for Nkunku. I hope he doesn't drop Madueke. Madueke must play tomorrow. Yeah, they are. No Eze, no Elise, and no Mark Guehi at the back. In the summer, I would sell Cucurella, Sterling, Chalobah, Broja, Gallagher, Martson, Lukaku, Ziyech. Yeah, look, there's loads of players that can go, and that raising of £100 million shouldn't be too much of a problem. Silva, I understand it, but I don't agree with their decision. In my opinion, give him another year contract. Yeah, look, if he's happy to not play every week, then fine. But maybe he wants to retire. Maybe he's going to go and play in Brazil for a year. And we do have to move on from him. That's the reality. No, he was good, to be fair. Towards the end, he wasn't great, but he was good. Came up with some clutch goals. Yeah, he was decent for us. No, we're not. But I personally would go with this. But look, I think we all know that Gallagher's going to play. Let's just be honest about it. We all know that, guys. We all know that. But yeah, people, I'm just going to check if anything else is happening. Any last minute sort of news has come through briefly. I don't think there has been. So yeah, guys, I'll be at Selhurst Park tomorrow night. Looking forward to that one. Should be a good game, hopefully. Guys, thanks for all the support tonight. It's greatly appreciated. Please do smash the likes on the way out. 3 likes from 70. So please, on the way out, smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. I'll be back tomorrow with, I think I'm doing the match vlog for Chelsea Fan TV. I'm not 100% sure, but there'll either be a match vlog or there'll be a match reaction from outside Selhurst Park. Anyway, guys, dropping on the channel after the game. So make sure you stay tuned for that content. Smash the likes on the way out. Subscribe if you're new around here. Enjoy the rest of your evening and weekend. And yeah, hope you have a good Monday, guys. And I'll catch you with some content after the game tomorrow. Up the Chelsea. Peace out. Love for the support, guys.